The gay matriarchy. Apparently I accidentally went offline without realizing it. Too many technical issues. I can't stand it. I can't stand it. I thought I was live and I was not this whole fucking time. It is so frustrating. Oh, so anyway, since I didn't get to do what I wanted to do, since I don't think I was able to pay my homages, so we have to do this every stream. Every stream before we start, we have to do the national anthem. The real national anthem. Let's see, where is it? What is a good one? Okay, here we go. Wait, no, this one's gonna take too... We'll fast forward. Le jour de gloire est arrivé. Contre nous de la tyrannie, l'étonnant sanglant élevé.
I support the gay matriarchy.
I'm a liar and a fraud.
Égorgez vos fils, nos compagnes, aux hommes citoyens. Qu'un sang impur abreuve nos sillons. Alright, I'm happy, I'm satisfied. Alright, we can get started with my stream now. Alright. Alright. I had to have my fun, okay? I had to have my fun. Shoot me if you don't like it. Oh, I made that so much worse. Hi, everybody. Can you see me? How many fingers am I holding up? How many? How many fingers? Okay. Alright, I'll stop fucking around. Alright. No, that did not help. No. Wait. There we go. Yes, that's my groceries on the floor. I've yet to put them away. Yet to put them away. By the way, I don't know if I've disclosed live or if I disclosed offline, but wait, I don't need to wear this anymore. I am connected via my earbud in my ear. You know, the thing that can hook right onto the ear. I think the mail just came. I'll be right back. Allons, enfants de la patrie, le jour de gloire est arrivé. Oh, no, not for me. Not for me. Oh well. I'm nothing special. Oh my goodness. I want to invade Moscow with my army of trans cat girls. Who's with me? Who wants to invade Moscow? If you're a trans cat girl or a gay furry, you're automatically enrolled in my rainbow military. So yes. But anyway. Alright. Let's go ahead with the show. Alrighty. So, we have quite a few topics to get through today. I know, it's a lot of work. It's a lot of work. Trust me, I feel you on that one. I'm the one that has to read it. You just have to sit there and listen. So trust me, who's suffering more? I mean, you're going to suffer listening to it because it's a lot of cancerous stuff. But we got some good news, you know. But we'll save the good news for last. Oh no, wait, it's a big segment. We'll get through it first, I guess. Oh, you didn't even see what the hell I was talking about. God damn it, I'm such a freak. Okay, let's get started. So, on to I cannot say. This was not what I was referring to as good news. Totally not. No, you won't pry that out of my cold dead fingers. You won't catch that admission out of me. Nope. No, wait. Nope. Not me. Who, me? No, I'm innocent. Okay, so let's get through this. The United Healthcare CEO was killed and many had little sympathy. Why? Yeah, that's a good question. Why? It's not because grannies that had stage 3 cancer, you know, were on track to recovery, and, you know, they were, you know, and then all of a sudden, you know, they couldn't get health care anymore, and then all of a sudden, you know, she progressed into stage 4, and then, you know, well, she lost her life, you know. It's not a specific situation, it's just a example situation of something that could have, you know, arisen somewhere. Remember, everything we know about, all those neat little anecdotes that you can look up on Google, that's all shit that's been reported. You know, that situation that I mentioned, I pulled that right out of the mud from my asshole. That is where that fucking situation came from. But you know what? With all the situations that have not made news coverage, even though I pulled that right out of the depths of my gaping ass, it could have very much been an actual real situation that happened somewhere in America, knowing our healthcare system is this fucking broken. And so therefore, it's understandable why some people might be a little upset. So, United Healthcare CEO Brian Thompson was a father, Midwesterner, and well-liked executive, gag me. On Wednesday, he was killed in broad daylight in Manhattan and quickly became a meme and source of ridicule on social media. His killer is still on the loose. Thoughts and deductibles. So basically, he was just out there in broad daylight. Pew pew. Okay. So, and they still haven't caught the guy? How long ago was this posted? 1 hour ago? Huh. He's still on the loose? Shit, good luck finding him out of 8 million people. Thoughts and deductibles to the... Oh, that is... That is awful. Thoughts and deductibles to the family. Unfortunately, my condolences are out of network. Sympathy denied. Greed is considered a pre-existing condition. Shit. I'm dead. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. That is so fucked. Yo. Okay. Alright, let's continue. Some were sick and... Let's read that one more time, okay? Thoughts and deductibles to the family. Unfortunately, my condolences are out of network. Sympathy denied. Greed is considered a pre-existing condition. What is this? Oh.
CNN has obtained new surveillance video from the fatal shooting of the United
Thoughts and prayers,
CEO.
please,
I
hold.
warn you that the video is, of course, disturbing.
CNN Bryn, Jenny,
Thoughts and okay, that's the one they quoted.
Yeah, Phil and
Was this out of network? Sending thoughts and good vibes to the sky. It's not easy being on the run.
It is very alarming to watch. Essentially, what
Thoughts and deductible
is the CEO, United Healthcare.
I'm impressed by how good he executed this hit. Jesus Christ, you guys! I'm talking you on TikTok. I'm talking to you. Well done. It's flawless. The only part missing is the CEO didn't get a chance to see who cut his TV off. He was just walking and it ended out of nowhere.
He fires
Yo,
shots at
stop.
You
guys.
We also see someone
praying
running
for...
in the opposite direction. So that is something,
wait, what's
of course,
playing?
that
What's
police are gonna be
playing?
looking into in this video, breaking it down frame
Sorry,
by frame.
CNN, you're not interesting. You're not interesting. These comments are interesting. Praying for his speedy escape and long, healthy life. No one will talk. My thoughts and prayers are on a 5-month waiting list before they can be seen. Fuck. Please hold. This was out of pocket. Thoughts and co-pays to the family. Sending thoughts and prior authorizations. Will the family still be getting the bill? Oh my god, I'm dead. I'm dead. I'm fucking dead. Oh my god. You guys on TikTok, you're legends. You're legends. I can't. Sending thoughts and concepts of a prayer. I think if the elites that have everything maybe gave a little back or did their business better, we wouldn't be in this mess. We're tired and don't care about the perfect top 10. We can't survive. Yeah. If it's so bad, like, about that, if it's so bad to be a CEO being on the run from people who might want to take you out, you know, and you're sitting on a big old fat pile of cash, imagine what it's like being a grandmother who has stage 3 cancer. She was in recovery, but then she didn't fully recover, but then her health care stopped, and all of a sudden stage 4, and now she realizes she has 6 months to live. Imagine what it's like being that granny. I feel so sorry for her, you know. Once again, a scenario I pulled out of my asshole, but with how bad our healthcare system is, and how few things actually make it to the news, I wouldn't be surprised if that exact scenario happens somewhere in this damn country. Remember, how many people die every year for lack of access to basic healthcare? Let's take a look. How many people die in the U.S. from lack of health care? Fuck. 45,000 people. This was when was this number? This was as of, I thought this is worse than I thought it was. I thought it was like 30,000 or something. No, this is worse. When was this? September 17th? Was that this year? Yeah. I thought it was 30,000. When did it become 45? Wow. That's crazy. Okay. All right. Thoughts and prayers and oh wait. I think you're out of network. Fuck off. I don't care about you. I don't give a fuck about you. Rest in peace is... I had... Let's see. Yeah, like, just these comments are just... They're great. I love them. And with how many people die every year from lack of health care, I thought it was 30,000. Shocked am I to know that it's actually 45, which means that now I'm just even more infuriated. And so now my lack of empathy has turned into pure hatred and to pure vitriol and a celebration of this. So let's continue. Some were sickened by the comments. Don't speak for yourself. The seemingly widespread online celebration of the assassination of United Healthcare CEO makes me feel despair for humanity. Again, speak for your fucking self. I get that healthcare is broken, but these reactions are truly sick. Yeah, you mean like all the people that don't get that, you mean like the 45,000 fucking people that can't get access to fucking healthcare, and they died because they were sick? Yeah, I'm pretty sure that, fuck off with your gaslighting. For some, it's easy to see why people who don't personally know Thompson might scoff at this tragedy. People are living out of tragedies on a daily basis, on top of not being able to pay their healthcare bills, whether they're insured or not. The response is also reminiscent of the reactions from some when President-elect Donald Trump was shot earlier this month at one of his rallies, and when the Titanic submersible went missing last year. You see, I challenged someone to take the bullet going pew pew and try to like remix it to the sound of ba 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 da ba 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 da. That's my challenge. So yeah, apparently this guy this guy got lit, and not in the good way. I would say hurry up and change your clothes. Change your clothes, ditch everything. You know, because your face is out there. The only way to, you know, and like, if you haven't already, like, dust off the fingerprints, or get rid of the fingerprints, find a way to do that. I'm sure there's ways to remove fingerprints. Look at me giving advice. I shouldn't stop doing that before I get visited by the feds. Anyway, so let's be serious now. Was a father, Midwesterner, and well-liked executive on Wednesday. He was killed in broad daylight in Manhattan and quickly became a meme and source of ridicule on social media. Yeah, I know. As, you know. See, wait, did I just start over? Oh, yeah. I started that whole thing over. Yeah. Like, I want to read these one more time. Thoughts and deductible, like, these are just, like, let's just read these one more time, okay, guys? Those of you on TikTok, you guys, you need a raise. You need to clip what I'm telling you, and you need to show it to your boss, and you need to tell him that you need a raise for these based-ass clever comments. Thoughts and prayers, please hold. Thoughts and deductibles to the family. Unfortunately, my condolences are out of network. Was this out of network? Sending thoughts and good vibes to this guy. It's not easy being on the run. Thoughts and deductibles. I'm impressed by how good he executed this hit. It's flawless. The only part missing is the CEO didn't get a chance to see who cut his TV off. He was just walking and it ended out of nowhere. The comments are straight brutal. Praying for his speedy escape and long, healthy life. No one will talk. My thoughts and prayers are on a 5-month waiting list before they can be seen. Please hold. This was out of pocket. Thoughts and copays to the family. Sending thoughts and copays. Sending thoughts and prior authorizations. Will the family still be getting the bill? Just completed my open enrollment at work last week and felt so disgusted at the amount I had to pay for the next to nothing benefits I receive. It just seems criminal to me. Thoughts and prior auths. Setting thoughts and concepts of a prayer. Brian Thompson became CEO of what he did to kids on camera. His company arranged the hit. Like, yeah, these Brian Thompson shooting video. Yes. I think if the elites have everything, maybe gave a little back, or, yeah, like, I just...
learned one thing.
Wait, what's this?
These last 9 years, and I was glib at best and probably dismissive.
I don't know. I'm not gonna get copyrighted for that. So yeah, like, thoughts and like, send me your legal bill. Maybe I can afford it. You know, if to the guy who did this, Brian, or not to the guy who did this, like, you know, like, reach out to me, send me your legal bill. You can just you know, like, on the Tor network, whatever. Send me Bitcoin, or I'll send it to you in Bitcoin or something. You know, send me your legal bills. All right. Let's be real now. All right, back to being real. I'm sorry. I just have no sympathy for this guy. Like, you're CEO of a company that is designed to fuck over people who are dying. You're sick. You're profiting off of it. It's criminal. We need decommodified healthcare. You cannot profit off of the lives of others, the deaths of others. You cannot fucking do that. You're a fucking monster. You're a monster. You're a fucking monster. How dare you profit off of 45,000 people dying? How dare you? Per year? How fucking dare you? Hitler? No sympathies. None. I don't care. You will never catch my sympathy from you. They should have confiscated all your wealth long ago. Healthcare should have never been commodified in the fucking first place. So, wait. I was not finished on that subject. What did I close? What did I close? So apparently the killings, the bullets of, you know, the shells, whatever, are, yeah, so what was the topic? Used to kill the CEO reportedly had words found on them. Shell casings recovered at the scene of the fatal shooting of United Healthcare CEO Brian Thompson had the words deny, defend, and dispose found on them. Law enforcement sources told ABC and NBC. Deny, defend, and dispose. Alright, I know I'm going blue and on here, but, if I had to guess, this is probably a criticism. Like, I'll be honest, this is probably this is probably most likely political. This probably is terrorism. Let's be real here. This probably is terrorism. Alright? Deny, defend, and depose. Wait, what is depose? I thought that said dispose. Maybe not. Let's see. Define. Depose. Remove from office suddenly and forcefully. Testify or give. Okay. Oh, wait a minute. Oh, so now I'm confused. Now my little blue and on conspiracy won't work. Oh well, never mind. I was gonna go all blue and on this shit. Anyway, so no, if it then, because I was gonna say something along the lines of it's probably a political critique of the healthcare industry, and they took this guy out as an example. Like I was going to say that. Like I was going to say that, but that was on the assumption that this was disposed. But I'm so fucking like, you know, like. Oh, I forgot to make my coffee. No! The words were reportedly discovered by detectives on the casings at the scene of the crime outside the Hilton Hotel in Midtown Manhattan. ABC News was the first to report the development. Thompson, 50, was shot there shortly before 7 a.m. on Wednesday in what the New York City Police Department called a premeditated, pre-planned, targeted attack. Authorities had still not apprehended the shooter as of Thursday morning. The suspect was last seen biking through Central Park. In footage from the scene, the shooter is seen approaching Thompson from behind the sidewalk and opening fire. Footage from the scene. Do we get a shooter video? I might have to like close that out because we got to keep this family friendly for Clock app. So just in case, I'm just gonna full screen my view. So what footage? Warning, disturbing images. Okay. Oh, is that this?
So you could see how he approaches Thompson from the back. Before then, where we freeze the video, he fires those shots at Thompson. What you do not see from these 5 seconds, and I can tell you, is that we also see someone sort of running the opposite direction. So that is something, of course, that police are going to be looking into in this video, breaking it down frame by frame by frame to kind of figure out who might have witnessed this. They, of course, are going to want to talk to anyone who might have witnessed this. Again, it happened at the really front step of this entrance of this hotel, so there's possible some security there as well. And then, of course, follow the path of that gunman. As we already have learned, he flees from the scene, going down a back alley behind a theater that's across the street from the hotel where we are, and then hops on a bike where they basically lose his trail in Central Park. So again, we know that police are offering a $10,000 reward for any information that's going to help find this suspected gunman. But
$10,000? Really? You want $10,000? That's my entire stock portfolio. What the fuck am I doing with $10,000? Like, I think I heard someone say, I think I saw a comment somewhere where someone like, or heard of a comment somewhere where someone was like, Oh no, wait! I was watching Hasanabe's stream, and someone in the chat said, nobody will say anything for $10,000. So it's like, yeah, I don't know nothing. I don't know nothing. Fuck. I'll be right back. Oh, fuck. Yeah, I do not believe, yeah, I will not, do anything for fucking $10,000, like, you know, that's my whole stock portfolio, like, you know, I have it already, what am I gonna do with $10,000? You know, give me, oh, why am I reaching for headphones? No, instead, you know, like, you could, I don't know, add a few zeros, maybe, I don't know, 6? Right? No, that would bring it up to trillion, wouldn't it? No. Wait, what? Yeah? Hang on. Let's see. No, because I want the equivalent of... Alright. 10 million. 10 billion. Yeah, so add 6 zeros and maybe I might know a few things. Just a thought. Can't guarantee you that those things will be correct, though, so you might not want to reach out to me after all. And even then, I would say it was a squirrel. It was a squirrel! It was Rocky! It was Rocky. Let's see a picture of Rocky. Let's see if I can find... Let's see if I can get Rocky the squirrel on surveillance. Let's see. Can I get a surveillance image? Like a picture? No? Damn it. Oh well. Yeah. You see him right there. You see that little Rocky fuck. Although, hang on a minute, you can't see it. I forgot I'm still in full screen. You see this little midget right here. Rocky the squirrel. Aw, little killer you. How dare you go after that United Healthcare CEO? Why could you do such a thing? But it was brilliant. No one's gonna suspect you. You're too cute. You're too cute. You're too cute. I just want to boop his nose. I just want to boop his nose, but I'm crazy because it's through the TV screen. Boop. There we go. There we go. I'm gonna boop him. Here we go. Boop. Okay, we're done. Alright, let's see. So, that was the footage from the scene. Like I said, I'm not actually going to show, because they actually did show it. But, yeah, apparently, yeah. That was him standing, I guess, right behind him. That was him. Yeah, so that's just crazy. That's just wow. What a time to be alive. But wait, why was he by himself? First of all, like, you're a CEO of a murderous company that is responsible for killing tens of thousands of people. You're a monster in charge of a company that you know is guilty of the deaths of 45,000 people a year. How are you not more protected? You kind of need it if you're going to profit off of inhumane ways. You kind of need that. You kind of need the protection if you're going to be that much of a monster. Why are you not protecting yourself? If you're going to be a goddamn monster, maybe you should hire the security. So. Alright, Thompson was en route to speak at United Health Group's investor conference in New York City when he was killed. His wife, Paulette Thompson, told NBC News he had been receiving some threats, but she didn't know the details. Police said in a press conference Wednesday the motive for the killing was not yet known. Brian Thompson lived in Minnesota and, according to the company's website, has been CEO of United Healthcare since April 2021. Like, yeah, so if you expect me to have any other reaction than the one I'm having, which is the humanitarian reaction, then the humanitarian reaction is one person versus 45,000. From a consequentialist perspective, I'm willing to go ahead and say, yeah, no, no thank you, fuck off. So, no, we're not on Ukraine yet. Why do I keep doing that? So, United Healthcare CEO Brian Thompson had an in-house security detail assigned to him during his trip to New York City, according to a source familiar with the company's security. But the detail wasn't with him when he was shot and killed in front of a hotel early Wednesday morning. As I go through this, in regards to CEO security, I am going to keep that number up. In fact, I'm going to do it this way. Here we go. We're going to have that number up side by side as we read this. Because I want to make absolutely sure that that number makes it so that the tables will turn if you tell me I'm a fucking monster for not having any sympathy for this douchebag. How many? 45,000 people. So. Lack of insurance to blame. If you doubt that lack of health insurance can have deadly consequences, consider these new findings. Americans without insurance are 40% more likely to die than those with private insurance. As many as 44,789 Americans of working age die each year because they lack health insurance, more than the number who die annually from kidney disease. The study comes at a pivotal moment in history as Congress considers legislation to expand health insurance coverage. The findings imply that lack of health insurance isn't just a policy issue, it's a significant health risk. I still want to know when this took place. It just says, however, it still just says September 17th, so I'm going to go out on a limb, if September 17th lies on a Thursday, then they're referring to this year, which means that's the most recent data. Tuesday. Okay, so no. Alright. September. Let's look at 2013. September 17th. On a Sunday. I wish they had the year. Saturday. Friday. Wait. September 2020. Thursday. So, this may have been 4 years ago. So yeah, this is... Wow, this was 4 years ago. This is old news. How have I been so... Did I, not see this sooner? So what's the new number? What's the new number? Life expectancy... mortality of those without health insurance per year. See, that's even older. So 2020 might be the most recent. It just gives me that number. So if that's the last time they took the study, then I still have to go with that number. So, yeah, so I'm going to go ahead and hold that number up. Because, you know, if this is the most recent number, then we're going with it. I don't care if it's 4 years old. If it's the most recent, we're doing it. So let's go ahead and go through this. 45,000 deaths, let's go. So it's common for top executives of major corporations to have personal security provided by their companies. Those measures are often significant expenses listed in corporate filings, though United Healthcare Group, United Healthcare's corporate parent, doesn't break out the cost in its own filings. The need to protect the safety of top officers and the cost of doing so has risen over the years, particularly for those high-profile executives whose businesses often generate controversy or criticism, such as healthcare, because of how many people die every year and because of your backwards-ass business practices. Denying people access because of pre-existing conditions. Denying people insurance coverage because of lack of pre-existing conditions. If all insurance companies act like you, nobody gets insured. So, yeah, controversy my ass, you're a fucking holocaust. Most companies list the risk of the loss of their top executive through death or other less dramatic departure as a risk factor for investors to consider. Let's see. United Healthcare Stonk. Oh. Would you look at that? Hate to say it, but that's a buy opportunity, guys. You want to stick it to the man? You want to stick it to the man? Well, the stock's down. Put in if you have $500, this is the time to do it. Stock's down 5%, almost 6%. What are you waiting for? What you waiting for? Making money off of this kind of stuff is perfectly fine. So, if the line go down, it's a buying opportunity. Gonna make money off of the person's death. Maybe I should add this to my stock portfolio. That would be based. But no, I'm not gonna do that because I'm not a sick monster. While United Healthcare is one of the nation's largest health insurers, is well known, Thompson could hardly have considered high profile before his killing. Still, a source with knowledge of the investigation told CNN where there were concerning threats against United Health Group and that the company was aware of these threats. Thompson's name was not specifically mentioned, but the threats discussed going after high-level executives at the company. The victim's wife told NBC, "There has been some threats. I don't know. A lack of coverage? I don't know details. I just don't know that he said there were some people that had been threatening him." So law enforcement sources told CNN that 2 words were found on bullet casings at the scene: delay and depose. Depose was written on a shell casing from a round that was fired into the victim. Delay was written on a live round that was not fired but ejected. Apparently, when the shooter was clearing a jam, there is a popular phrase about the insurance industry: delay, deny, defend. And police are exploring whether these 2 words point to a motive. I'm telling you, this is... Now, with that context, this is further... Maybe I should go public with... Maybe I should think about my QAnon... My blue anon... blue-spiracy theory. I don't know. My queer-spiracy theory? I don't know. My... What is it? What would it be? What could I call this? My based-spiracy theory? I don't know, guys. Let's see. There was a popular phrase about the insurance industry, delay, deny, defend, and police are exploring whether these two words point to a motive. So basically, my Blue Anon theory is that this guy was mocking that and making a political statement out of this guy's death. So let's be real here. This might have been a terrorist attack, a political assassination. Across social media and other posts on the internet Wednesday, many individuals expressed a lack of regret over Thompson's killing. Some suggested United Healthcare and all insurers were responsible for many deaths and denying coverage for life-saving medical treatment, which they are. It's a Holocaust. 45,000 annually. You know. Like, 44,789 Americans of working age die each year because they lack health insurance. Yeah, you're a Holocaust. You're Nazis. You don't help people. You know. So, hang on a minute. I cannot finish this coverage without... Hang on, where's my... Here we are. I'm sorry, guys. I can't do this without finishing... I can't finish this coverage without doing this. I love you guys, but you guys don't pay me not to do this, so... If you want me not to do this, feel free to pay on... feel free to... Wait, socials reminder. No, that's not the one I want. If you don't want me to take glory, then feel free to, you know, support my show. Go to my Patreon. Or, you know, do a donation through Streamlabs. Alright, let's see. Add new source instead. Oh, come on! You're not fucking doing that to me. We ain't doing that. Nuh-uh. I am getting these emojis on screen, even if I have to do it in fucking picture format. Save images. Alrighty. Sources. Image. Add source. New source. Love. Haha. Browse. I want my emoji. My emoji wants me. Alright, here we go. Da da da. Doop. Alright, here we go. Got one right here. I'm putting a few of these on here. I don't fucking care. Can I copy it? Yay! I'm not going to put it on this side because this is where the $45,000 a year annual thing is, and I'm not putting a laughing emoji on that. That's just no. So I'm going to move these over actually. There. Alright, I think we're satisfied right here. Alright. Actually, you know what? Maybe I should keep them in a line. Don't do it like that. Don't do like that trapezoid. Don't do the trapezoid shape. Alright. We are good. There we go. Let's resume this. Alright, where's that $45,000 number? Yeah, so, or 45,000 people number. So, some posted laughing emojis to the news. This event really underscores the rising threat that chief executive officers of organizations, heads of companies, are facing right now. Former Secret Service agent and expert Jonathan Wackrow told Anderson Cooper on CNN Wednesday night. By the way, to further emphasize my lack of empathy, so today I'm supposed to be, you know, I got a call back from someone who was supplying my, you know, who was working for a company that was supplying my disability payments, and she was, of course, trying to look for a reason to close my case early so she could get her bonus at the end of the month, because obviously, you know, she's a greedy slime. So what happened was, she claimed that there was no new information and that she had to close my case. It's like I literally sent you the documentation showing that my case is closed. So yeah, I'm perfectly fine with this. If you're a goddamn monster, you're gonna be treated like a goddamn monster. So like, you gotta stop giving people profit incentives in order to fuck over other people. You gotta stop doing that. Remember, these people who work here are greedy scumbags just like you. Give them a little profit motive, a little bonus, and they'll fuck over as many people as they can. It looks good for their boss. You gotta remember, money corrupts. That's why I'm not allowing myself, no matter how much money I end up with, I'm not allowing myself to get into that fucking capitalist headspace where it's like, oh, so then capitalism good? No, it's fucking not. There's this shit right here. There's this fucking shit right here. 45,000 deaths a year? If you're gonna be a monster, if you're gonna be literally fucking Hitler, a goddamn Nazi, and profit off of 45,000 deaths a year, I'm just saying, the only way Hitler got his ass out of there was, Hitler assassinated Hitler. Hitler killed Hitler. The threat spectrum is pretty broad when you think about the internal issues, such as disgruntled employees, workplace violence, Wackrow said. And then they're faced with criticism from the outside because of products or services that they make. A spokesperson for United Health declined to provide details about security related to Thompson, or why the security team wasn't with him Wednesday morning. But a former senior director at another major insurance company told CNN that it can often be difficult to get executives to accept security, even when there are threats. We had a robust executive protection team, he said. We had many threats from disgruntled members dissatisfied with their coverage, particularly those whose prescriptions expired and would not be refilled. So I hope this comes as a warning to everybody in the health insurance industry, healthcare industry, that you, and when I say those of you involved, I don't mean workers. I'm talking specifically on the corporate level. So if you're on a corporate level and you have an impact on this kind of stuff, then listen, because I'm talking to you. You need to take this into account. Let this be a warning to you that, you know, people are actually being impacted in ways that they're willing to kill for because of your profit motives. Imagine, like, okay, you have to live in fear every day of your life while your line go up. Meanwhile, everybody isn't afraid for their fucking lives because you are so goddamn fucking greedy you won't do shit for your customers. Let this be a warning. Let this be a fucking warning to all of you. This shooting may have been random. I don't think it was random. But there could certainly have been someone who had motivation. It is often difficult to rein in CEOs who expect freedom to act in their own without a protective detail following them around everywhere. Security measures can cost millions. Perhaps the highest profile and most controversial CEO in America today is Elon Musk, who had several companies. Tesla is one publicly traded company that files financial reports. I'm not interested in fucking Elon Musk. So anyway, yeah. Hitler got zapped, so that's another, one of the many Hitlers have been zapped. So many more Hitlers to go, you know? All of you motherfuckers profiting off of 45,000 people dying every year. And I'm going to go ahead and get rid of these laughing emojis because, like I said, I don't want them over this fucking screen. I don't fucking care. I'll still keep the emoji in my database just in case I want to laugh at some other stupid shit. But I'm not gonna keep them here. But yeah, lack of insurance to blame for almost 45,000 deaths. Just let that sink in every time you hear of these literally Hitler subhumans fucking walking away, running to the fucking bank with their big ass piles of cash. fuck out of here if you want sympathy. Anyway, I'm going to take a break. I'll see y'all back soon. Assuming I'm even still connected to TikTok. Because if I'm not connected to TikTok after that whole speech, then the only person watching my shit is my brother. Alright, I'll see y'all in a bit. and you guys, we need to talk. So, I do want to kind of, just because I'm a responsible adult, walk something back just a little bit. So in my previous segment, I kind of, I'll be honest, I did get a little passionate about what happened to the CEO of United Healthcare. But to be honest, I really don't think that murder is the answer. Like, because what's going to happen to that guy? Let's be real. Let's actually be real. Like, emotions aside, jokes aside, let's just be real about this. What is actually going to happen? This guy, let's face it, he probably had nothing left to live for. He probably had a family member who suffered to some degree, was denied access to healthcare. Maybe they, and over time, like, it led to her. I don't know the specific situation. I don't know what went, we don't even know who this guy is. What probably happened was something related to health, like health insurance. Like, I do want to reiterate one of the things that they said, and I'm not going all the way back into this segment. I'm just going to, where is it? Killing shows. Wait, no. Bullet. It was the one about the bullets. Here we are. So they said, and I'm gonna need to, before I start my next segment, I'm gonna need to switch out the battery of my camera. So, it said, where did it say? Deny, defend, depose, and as we found out later on, it was actually a parody of their the phrase delay, deny, and I forget what the other one was, but yeah, it was based off of that. And if let's face it, I don't think that this was actually, I don't know. I do think that this was probably, it may have been motivated by by something going on. Like, that seems too coincidental to for this to not be political in some way. So what's going to happen is he's going to eventually be caught and charged with some kind of something related to political violence, whether or not it's terrorism, like, I don't know if political assassination is its own charge or whatever, but he's gonna go down for, like, really hard. Like, that was point blank right there. Like, the evidence was right there. I didn't show you the footage because it legitimately was graphic. They actually did show up to the point that the man pulled the trigger. So I'm not going to show that on my stream for obvious reasons. But this guy's in a lot of trouble, assuming he doesn't go down in a shootout with the police. So do not follow his path. I know it can enrage you to the point where you just want to just take your anger out on these people. But most of my rage, like, I don't want anybody in my audience actually going out there and doing anything like this. Like, if you're seeing this, I don't want you going out there and doing anything like that. Cause, like, it's, your life's not worth throwing away. There's so much, I don't want to throw out these thought-terminating cliches, but you know what I mean. So, like, just, try to just understand that that's why there are so many people out there who are socialists. You know, because they do not support people. They want to tear the system down. The problem is not one individual person. Let's be real here. The problem is the system itself. CEOs are not the problem. The system is the problem. The system allows them to get that level of power. It is the system that must go. You take away the power, if they have nothing that they can strive to achieve, if they can't get into the position in the first place, then they don't have the power to do it. The solution is to turn away from capitalism. You know, like if you hold your, if I understand that it's very difficult for a lot of people to grasp that, capitalism, we were told all our lives, is the system that is freedom. We're told that, you work hard, it'll set you free. Like, that's only true for the middle class. That is not entirely true for the poor. I went into detail why I do not, despite having, holding positions in different, in my company and in ETFs and everything, despite that, why I just do not advocate for people to actually do that to get out of poverty. What I did was desperation, because I'm not waiting for a fucking raise in order to avoid living paycheck to paycheck. It's not happening. It's not happening. And I vowed to myself that I would fight to have this system, even if I never see it happen in my lifetime. What I did could have ended in a completely different way. During this time that I was, basically going through this starvation mode in order to save money on food, it could have very much turned the other way. I went to the emergency room one day because I was at work. I was on my lunch and I was having extremely graphic thoughts of, unaliving myself. My manager sent me to the hospital. He put me on what's known as, what is it called again? Something pay. Reported pay. Basically, what that means is he gave me a paid leave of absence for a few days while I, get this stuff situated. You know what I mean? So, it wasn't good for me. So I don't advocate for this system. And I want people to actually have a better life. You can unilaterally be terminated from your job if you're a little too assertive or whatever. Oh, shit, it is windy outside. Anyway, the problem is the people, the problem is the system. The system upholds this dynamic of people. It's why I advocate for decommodified housing. It's why I advocate for decommodified healthcare. These things should not be held for a profit mode. Hell, farming. Sorry, farmers. Not on your side when it comes to profits. Food should be decommodified. There should be no profit motive for food. You know what I mean? You want to subsidize it? Okay, good, cool. But it should not be something to be bought and sold on a marketplace. It should be something that, people just get by virtue of living. You want to give the farmers tax subsidies so they can get paid? By all means. But, I'm not saying that they should go without nothing. They're out there working their asses off. Of course they should get paid. But I'm just saying that, the product that they're producing should not be a profit motive. if you there should be a thing where you register with the government that you're a farming business, and you agree to not sell your products, but to, say, donate them, and you may be guaranteed an actual, like, annual tax, like a tax subsidized kind of income. Like, because you're not, like, you're just making the food and you're just giving it out to people, but you still need to be paid. There's ways to get around this whole profit motive. In terms of healthcare, it's the same thing. You're not going to get paid because of the procedure. Fuck out of here. You're going to get paid because you need to get paid. But in terms of the way you get paid, that too can be taxpayer funded. And you can get paid not because you're selling healthcare, but because you're providing a service that people need in order to survive. See, I can do that. I'm okay with that. Like, that's fine. And to say to say no, because why? Why? You can make more money on the private market by playing with people's lives and saying they can't have food because they don't have the money to give you, and then they just starve or go to jail if they steal it. They starve if they do nothing, go to jail if they steal it from you. Because you can make more money on the private market, so once again you want to ruin people's lives for trying to fucking survive. We have a word for that. It's called greed. See, the problem is the system. The system is allowed to exploit people for things that, for just living. I joke, but one day, I make this joke about how, one day you're going to have to pay to breathe air. But let's be real. That's already a reality for some people in America. You really think the elderly needing a fucking oxygen tank, you think that air is free? No. They have to pay to breathe air. So I make jokes that one day we're going to have to pay to breathe oxygen. Straight from the atmosphere. Okay, that'll be $25. But that's a real thing for some people. Not as dramatic, but that's a real fucking thing, and that's ridiculous. So, my rage, I'll be honest, I have no problem making an example of, on my show, just showing these people, I have no problem with making an actual example out of them, but the problem is the system. The overall system is the problem. The system itself needs to go. It's not the individual CEOs, it's the system. Now, the CEOs will vote to uphold the system. That is 100% true. But in terms of the system itself, that's what needs to go. Whether or not they're going to vote to uphold the system, there's going to be fucking conservatives that are going to vote to uphold the system. What's your point? What's your point? That shouldn't change the fact that we should be fighting to do away with the system. And if they vote against it, who cares? You just need a majority to be able to be like, no, we don't want capitalism anymore. We want socialism. We want worker-owned means of production. We want decommodified healthcare and housing and all these other things. We want the rich to pay more in taxes, to there's so much, you can do so much in terms of without them. You can do it with or without them. That should be the thing. You'll do it with or without them. Who cares if they're going to vote against it? Fuck them. That shouldn't stop us from trying. You know? Just because they're going to vote against it doesn't make them the problem. It's still the system. You gotta be able to step up and overpower the opposition. You gotta get to that ballot box. You need to get to the petition or to the picket lines. You need to start making these demands. Like, we need to actually make it known that this is what we want. Like, we want to actually be in control of our own work. We don't want some rich asshole CEO owning our labor. We own our own fucking labor. We should choose how much we're compensated for it. Like, that is... And unfortunately, you can get that with a union, but it's just not enough because it's still a concession. Because remember, what good are unions if there's no fucking unions? We had, let's go to full screen real quick. Union membership by year chart. Oop. From 1983 to 2022. Just a steady, wait, get back there. Just a steady drop. No rebound whatsoever. Union membership and economic growth. For more than 3 decades, union membership has steadily declined in the United States. What does this mean for the U.S. economy and all of its workers? To answer this question, we analyze the economic implications of union membership across all 50 states and the District of Columbia. Columbia. Let's see if I can... Here it is. Here's the picture. Right here. So, 1983, union membership was at 20%. No rebound anywhere until you get down to here. A little bit right before the financial crisis, and then So, and the reason that is because of the capital class. And when I say the capital class, I mean the bourgeois, the elite, the CEOs. These people, when they have so much power, they crack down on unions. And then, of course, they they have enough to lobby our politicians, basically bribery, now that they can, thanks to Citizens United. And they can make it easier for them to crush unions. And the reason they have all this power is because they're in positions, once again, it all comes back to the system. The reason they have all this power is because they're in a position in the economy where they're able to generate such vast amount of wealth. You really think your normie old granny who sends her 401k savings of 40 years of, I don't know, $200,000 to a financial advisor to have them, play around with that? You really think she's fucking retired? She's retired, and $200,000 is going to get her through 20 years, and she's 70. She'll live to 90. Okay, cool, but it's a fucked up game. Once again, to hope you die before your retirement savings runs out. Who the fuck wants that? So in terms of the CEOs, they have all the power, and they're lobbying our politicians, thanks to Citizens United, to destroy unions. So when you have this destruction of union, it's kind of the same reason why I don't like social democracy either. I mean, I think it's a step in the right direction, but at the end of the day, it's really just liberal shit. It's really just liberal shit that just caves to, oh, we agree to this ridiculous hierarchy that has resulted in the deaths of millions of people. Just please be nice to me. And if you think I'm wrong, remember, we have coal unions. We have police unions. We have, just, that's the kind of stuff, like, coal unions are a complete disaster because they protect, in the event of, we decide to move away from coal, they're going to become, they're going to start striking because their jobs are going to become impacted. They're going to strike. And it's going to cause issues with us trying to move forward on climate change. In terms of the police unions, well, don't get me started on why that's fucking wrong. Why there should be no police unions. Don't you get me started on that. Fuck is wrong with you if you don't know what the fuck is wrong with police unions in the first place. We all seen the George Floyds and the Breonna Taylors and the Trayvon Martins. We all seen these cases live on TV. And these pigs, they basically get fired from their one position and they can go to a completely another jurisdiction and serve somewhere else. No real consequence. I love Death Wish coffee. But anyway, so in terms of, as far as unions go, like, my issues with them are the same as with social democracy. It's still conceding to the hierarchy that no, there has to be a profit motive, just as long as you treat us right, you treat us better. And you know what? That's fine. Like I said, that is a step in the right direction. There's nothing wrong with being treated better. The problem is that you're still upholding the hierarchy. And we need to get away from that. That's what we need to get the fuck away from. And we need to not have police unions, no coal unions, like nothing like that is going to later cause trouble in terms of moving forward on social rights or climate activism. Like, in terms of, like, your job, like, I'm sorry, but, like, that's just the truth. We need to move away from fossil fuels, and if you don't want to get a job in the fossil fuel, or in the green, in the green energy industry, then maybe try, like, retail or something. Maybe try manufacturing or something. There's plenty of other things you can do. You don't need to do coal. But anyway, the system is what needs to go. Like, we need to get rid of because the capitalist system is eventually what's going to lead to our downfall. Greenhouse gases are, like, manufacturing, like, oh my god, the irony of advocating for going to manufacturing but then again, manufacturing is a little bit more, is malleable the term? Malleable? Define, malleable. Able to be permanently out of shape, influence, pliable, okay. Alright, so yeah, I did use that word in the right context. Yeah, so manufacturing, now that I think about it, there's actually no irony in telling people to go from coal to manufacturing, because manufacturing is not dependent on coal. We make our stuff dependent. We build our infrastructure on coal, but manufacturing in general, as a concept, has nothing to do with coal. You can power your equipment in other ways that does not involve coal. So, yeah, definitely. Look into manufacturing. Like, do your part. Stop feeding into the system that's going to kill our environment. And definitely, like, we need to, like, I'm going off on all different tangents between, like, you know, worker-owned means of production and climate change and all these other... But at least that tiny rant within the past 10 minutes, you know what my politics are. I do not like climate change. I think capitalism is the problem and, you know, blah, 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 blah. Like, you get what I'm talking about. Anyway, so there are a couple of other topics I wanted to get into before I end my stream. I'm going to go ahead and close out of that. And that. So do I want to do that one or do I want to do this one first? Well, we're gonna go ahead and travel around the world, and we are going into Korea. I want to take us on a trip into the Korean area. So, I don't know what I want to do first, though. North or South Korea? Let's do North Korea. So North Korean soldiers are starving and refusing to fight. So, let's get into this. So Russia has deployed a general to the Kursk region following complaints from North Korean soldiers about insufficient food supplies. According to Ukrainian intelligence, North Korean troops have been facing a shortage of rations, leading to growing discontent among the ranks. Excuse me. To solve the problem of hungry North Koreans, Russia sent Major General Mevly, I'm not pronouncing that, Deputy Commander for Resource Support of the Leningrad Military District to the Kursk fields, the intelligence service said. So let's see, what do we know so far? So to solve the problem, okay, so rations, I'm assuming that's food, so, okay. I thought they were starving themselves. Huh. I misread. Oh, starving and refuse to fight. Okay. So, alright, I see what's going on now. Alright, so to solve the problem of hungry North Koreans, Russia sent Major General, once again not pronouncing that, the Russian general has called for individual rations to be provided to the North Korean soldiers currently fighting in the Russian-controlled part of the region, some of which remains under Ukrainian control after a summer offensive. Despite recent offensives, Russian and Korean forces have so far been unable to retake the last Ukrainian strongholds in Kursk. However, Ukraine has lost 40% of the territory it captured last summer, according to a report by Reuters. Well, they're still up by 60% if that's the case. However much territory they lost, whatever they recaptured, of course, will, you know, that out of that number, they're down 40% of that much territory. That percentage of territory, they're down 40%. Which means however much percentage of territory that they lost, that they reclaimed, they're still up 60%. So that's good. That's good. That's good. Go Ukraine.
1996, Yi-hoon Park arrived at the border between North Korea and China. After decades of starvation, poor living conditions, and fear for her...
This isn't politics. Or this isn't... What? Hang on. That is actually an interesting video. I'm gonna watch that after my stream. The stream's over. I love this guy. This guy's awesome. How do I... Let me find...
Her life, Yi-hoon...
View on... No, come on. No, I want the actual video. I want the actual page. Sorry guys, I know I'm putting my stream on hold just to open up the video I want to watch later. I don't know, this guy's you know, where is he? How to survive. Is this the one? No, because I think that was 8 minutes. How to survive. Oh, is it only available on there? Damn it. Come on now. Oh well. But anyway, on to the story. Wait. Is that it? Is that it for this? Oh, okay. Alright, I guess that was the end of that part. That's why it was a related video, but not necessarily about the topic. Okay. Joke's on me, so I'll just, wait, no, because if I want to watch that video, and that's the only place to get it. So yeah, there you have it. Basically, North Korean soldiers are, starving, and therefore they refuse to, to fight. So, I don't blame them. You're really sending me out here to die? Well, feed me, bitch. Better compensate me properly. Not out here dying just to die. Fuck you. Need a coffee break. So, why South Korea's leader, desperate and frustrated, made a fateful decision. So, for Yoon Suk Yeol, I did not pronounce that right. There's no way. There's no way it's pronounced that. That's not. I refuse. Hang on. Oh, did my camera die? I mean, it's about to.
Yoon Suk Yeol.
Yoon Suk Yeol.
I think I like the French pronunciation better. Ah, there goes my camera. Fucking bastard. It's alright, I has a backup battery. Ma vie est un long chemin sans fin. Je ne sais plus très bien où je m'en vais. Je cherche dans les faubourgs et les villes. C'est dans l'espoir d'accomplir mon destin. Okay, I'm done. Come on. Where's my mouse? Here we are. So how is it pronounced in French again? Because I'm not doing the English pronunciation. I do not like that. Or better yet, let's do the Korean pronunciation. What am I doing? I hope it's not in the symbols. I cannot read Korean. No? That's not Indonesian. What the heck? What is he? The president? Yeah, president. He's the president of South Korea. So, no, that... Wait. English to Korean.
윤석열.
Yoon-suk-yeol. There we go. See, that's better. I don't like this pronunciation.
Yoon Suk Yeol.
Like, that just... So, what is it again?
윤석열.
Yoon-suk-yeol. Okay. So, Yoon-suk-yeol. So, for Yoon-suk-yeol, the unpopular president of South Korea, things appeared to worsen with each passing day. Thousands of doctors had been on strike for almost a year to resist his healthcare reforms. The opposition in parliament repeatedly pushed for investigations into his wife, as well as the impeachment of his cabinet members, accusing them of corruption and abuse of power, and the lawmakers blocked many of Yoon's bills and political appointments. On Tuesday night, so essentially what's going on is so doctors have been on strike for almost a year. They don't like his healthcare reforms apparently. Pushing why are they investigating his wife? Like, does it say? First Lady and the Dyer. You fucking serious? I'm not entering my email on stream. Get out of here. As well as the impeachment of his cabinet members. Okay, so it's not telling me. It wants me to blame them. You know, they want my email, and I'm not giving them or you my email. So, so on Tuesday night, Mr. Yoon took a desperate measure, his boldest political gamble, which he said was driven by frustration and crisis. In a surprise, so frustration. I want you to get that clear. This guy apparently is, I think isn't he a conservative or something? Like, I heard something about him being conservative. What political party is Yoon Seg-yeol? Political party, People Power Party. Is that conservative, or that's not answering my question? I mean, okay, let's try it this way. Is Yoon Seg-yeol conservative? So it is okay. So the People Power Party is conservative. Okay. So yeah, he is all right. So yeah, frustration. So he declared martial law, the first such decree in the country in decades. The move banned all political activities, civil gatherings, and fake news. You know, you have to have the fake news, the enemy of the people. You know, I about that. Like, I hate to diverge from Yoon Seg-yeol over to shithead for a minute there, but can we just take a moment to acknowledge that he wants to turn the military on the enemy from within, and has repeatedly said that the media is the enemy of the people? Who do you think he's referring to when he says he wants to deploy the military on the enemy within? Because I think I know who he's fucking talking about. Like, you can't, like, I'm not stupid. I'm not stupid. I mean, yes, I am stupid, but only in most areas. But this particular situation, but in terms of, like, you know, how shithead talks, I know how shithead talks. And I know what he means. I believe him when he talks. That's why I didn't vote for him. You see, I find it ironic. This is the last point I'm going to make on Trump, and then I'm getting back to Yoon Seg-yeol. But if you vote for a politician because they lied to you, then I could easily run someone in the Republican Party who is as like evil as can be, you know, racist, misogynistic, whatever. But then, as soon as you elect his ass, could have him pushing socialist policies. I could have him surprising the left, being like, "Whoa, wait, so you lied to all those people that voted for you? Whoa!" And it's like, yeah. I registered as a Republican because these guys are stupid. I towed their line and I got elected. And now I'm fighting for what I actually believe in, which is left-wing policies. Socialism, you know, worker-owned means of production. I'm going to fight to decommodify healthcare. I'm going to fight to decommodify housing and, you know, food production. I'm going to fight to do all of that. You know, and we're gonna all have a good time, you know. Y'all thought I was an evil, bad person, but rest assured, that was all just a game to make, you know, just to get these idiots to vote for me. So you have nothing to fear. And then in the next election cycle, he wins in a massive fucking landslide because the left turned out for him. Because all that other shit that he said he never did. You know what I mean? Like, if you vote for someone because they lie to you, then it's so easy to just fucking send someone out there just to fucking scam you out of your damn vote. And then have them push, and then have them fight for left-wing policies. How are you, like, if you have that degree of willful political ignorance that you're willing to vote for a politician because they lied to you? Like, I voted, for a politician because I believe them. Or I voted against a politician because I believe them. When I hear Donald Trump saying what he wants to do, I believe him. And that's why I voted against him. So, alright, back to Yoon Suk-yeol. So, in what he called an attempt to save his country from the pro-North Korean and anti-state forces, but it ended almost as abruptly as it started. Thousands of citizens took to the streets chanting, "Impeach Yoon Suk-yeol." Opposition lawmakers climbed the walls into the National Assembly as citizens pushed back police. Parliamentary aides used furniture and fire extinguishers to prevent armed paratroopers from entering the Assembly's main hall. Wait, what? Parliamentary paratroopers? Armed paratroopers? Wait a minute. Were they rioting? Oh no, wait, this was Parliament fighting back against the military? Impeach Yoon Suk-yeol, opposition lawmakers. So these are the people who voted unanimous. Oh, they climbed the walls into the Nationals. Okay. As citizens pushed back. Yo, oh my god. Parliamentary aides used furniture and... Okay. Right, okay. I think it's because, if I recall, I remember hearing something about how the military, like, blocked off Parliament so they couldn't get in. That's fucked. Inside lawmakers who included members of Mr. Yoon's own People Power Party voted unanimously to strike down his martial law. Even his own party voted against it. His own fucking party voted against it. You know you're an extremist fuckbag when your own party votes against you. Unanimously. Yo. Oh my god. Coffee to celebrate. I love schadenfreude. I love irony. I love all this stuff. Oh my god. So 6 hours after declaring it, Mr. Yoon appeared on television again, this time to retract his decision. It was the shortest-lived and most bizarre martial law in the history of South Korea, which had its share of military coups and periods of martial law before it became a vibrant democracy after the military dictatorship that ended in the late 1980s. So they've been a democracy, a liberal democracy since the 1980s, and this asshole wanted to reinstate martial law. Like, dude, you're an extreme. Your own fucking party voted against you. What's wrong with you? What are you doing, dude? I hope they impeach him. I legit hope they impeach him. I want to keep up on that. Is there like a... I don't know. X.com. Impeach Yoon Suk-yeol. No results? Oh, come on now. Wait, what if... I know this is going to be a little difficult for me. Wait, no. Kalalisu. Is that what that is? And that's German. I don't know what that is. But anyway, no. English to Korean. Impeach Yun, no. Yun Segyo. Let's see, can I copy it? Yes, I can. Okay. Anything? I don't know if they're saying, if that's what they're... Problem is, yeah, this was a bad idea. Yeah, this was a bad idea, because it's like, I can't read Korean. Why do a search in Korean if I can't read it? Like, why did I do this to myself? Like, I want to keep up on this. I want to see if this asshole gets impeached. Like, if I have to learn Korean, you know, if I have to add Korean to my language, my list of languages that I'm trying to learn, then I'll fucking do it. Like, I want to keep up on this shit. Like, I want to see if he gets impeached. He deserves it. Like, jeez. His own party voted against him, you guys. In the end, driven by his own impulsiveness and surrounded by a small group of insiders who seldom said no to a leader known for angry outbursts, Mr. Yoon shot his own foot, according to a former aide and political analysis. Now his political future is on the chopping block, thrusting one of the United States' most important allies in Asia into political upheaval. Wait. Most important allies. Okay. And leaving many South Koreans in a state of shock. On Wednesday, the opposition party, which controlled the legislators, submitted an impeachment bill after Mr. Yoon did not respond to their demand because, you know, he doesn't want to fucking answer for his tyrannical... You see, that this is who Donald Trump wants to model himself after. He wants to... I have no doubt that eventually Donald Trump's going to try to declare martial law because he wants this power. You get that power through martial law in a country like the United States. You really think... in a liberal democracy like the United States, you can just, like, crack down on people on a limb? No, because we have rights. But wait, you take away those rights, and anything goes. And that's what martial law is. Military troopers storming the streets. I think I coped one day watching a video about what martial law actually is. So I coped. Now let's cope together. Let's do some coping while we anticipate the worst possibility that we might end up under martial law. Let's figure out. Let's see. Martial law. I think it was the infographics show that I watched. Was it? Was it the infographics? I think it was. Yeah. It was, so let's go ahead and go into it.
It's finally happened. A less than ethical bioresearch company accidentally released the TGM. It all started with a cough, some difficulty breathing.
This is 4 years old, obviously, so this is going to be semi-parallel with what happened during the coronavirus pandemic. The reason I say semi-parallel is because they don't mention anything about COVID. In fact, it's actually a zombie scenario. So that's what this is. It doesn't say anything about COVID, but it's during that time. So it makes sense why he's using, a sickness as, an explanation for how we might end up in martial law. And I believe my cat is asking to get out of that room. I put him in there because it's too fucking cold to go outside to smoke. So I opened my window now, and he's a horrible escape artist. And I'm not going out there where it's brick-ass titties trying to catch the little fuck. And I forgot that I left him in there, and I gotta go feed him. I'll be right back. Alright. Let's do this.
pretty soon, tyrants, zombie dogs, and those gross guys with the long tongues started running rampant. Now there's only one way to enforce the quarantine that will save America. Forget social distancing, it's time for martial law. Martial law has been declared numerous times throughout U.S. history, from the Revolutionary War to the 1960s Civil Rights Movement. But what is martial law exactly, and what would it look like in modern life? Martial law is typically declared in times of national emergency, though what exactly constitutes an emergency varies from nation to nation. Once martial law is declared, most civil rights are temporarily suspended, and the U.S. military assumes control of all law enforcement duties, although existing law enforcement is still active and aids in establishing martial law. Because martial law pretty much suspends democracy as we know it, in the United States it has been sparingly used, and even when it has, it's been a very limited scope. If there's one thing country music has taught us, it's that Americans love their freedom, and they don't take kindly to the government infringing on it. Thus, martial law is only declared in the U.S. for the most extreme circumstances, for times when the military is needed to help maintain law and order. Recent incidents of martial law include its enactment after the attack on Pearl Harbor, but even then it was only declared in Hawaii, and only because an imminent invasion was feared. In the U.S., only the president has the power to enact martial law nationally. Each state governor has the right to enact martial law in their own state individually, and enforce it with the aid of federal troops as well as the National Guard. Controversially, though, in 2007, President George W. Bush's administration added a provision into a military funding bill that allowed the president to take command of the National Guard units of each state without the governor's consent. Let's say you're...
There you go. Okay. So let's dissect that real quick. So the government can take control of the National Guard without the consent of the governor. So essentially what we're saying here is if Donald Trump wants to round up all the immigrants that, the undocumented immigrants, and states like mine decide, nah, bitch, we're not going to fucking stand for that, Donald Trump can take full control over the National Guard without consent of the governor of that state. So if the National Guard in New York is deployed against the will of the governor, what are we going to do? Thanks, Bush. What a shithead. I'm surprised Trump didn't take advantage of that in his first term. He wants to declare this undocumented immigrant thing an invasion. And what is an invasion? It's a national emergency. That's what's going on in Ukraine. If he wanted to, he could have declared that it was a national emergency. And what happens when you declare a national emergency? You declare martial law.
City ends up on the T-virus menu. One day, you're working your 4 full-time jobs while also attending college and still not making rent, and suddenly people start turning into zombies and lickers all around you. The state governor gets on TV and announces he's enacting martial law to enforce a mandatory quarantine. The first thing you'll notice about your new life is that you've got a curfew again, only this one is much more restrictive and better enforced than the one your parents set up while you were in high school. You're not allowed to be out of your house from 8 p.m. to 9 a.m. every single day. The curfew is meant to control the flow of people, and it makes it easier for law enforcement to spot bad actors. During wartime, if you were violating curfew at 2 in the morning, there's a good chance you were an enemy saboteur. Curfews during a viral pandemic, though, can also help limit the spread of the disease. And if the outbreak is severe enough, you might not be allowed out of your home at all, except on specific days for specific times. A highly restricted curfew could, for instance, only allow you to leave your home for 3 hours every third day. Each part of a city could have a different curfew, and thus the spread of the virus would be highly limited, as only one part of the city would be away from home at any given time. In most nations, martial law automatically suspends all of your civil rights and gives the military complete police and judicial power. In the United States, though, Supreme Court decisions have worked to limit the scope of martial law. And even if martial law is declared, citizens still have a right to a civil trial. The arresting authority of military or law enforcement during martial law, however, is not restricted, meaning that you could be arrested and not immediately charged. And that certainly throws the door open to some very scary scenarios, with police and military arresting individuals as they see fit, and is one of the big reasons why martial law is so rarely declared. If a catastrophe is serious enough or lasts long enough, and martial law is necessary for an extended amount of time, along with a curfew, you may need to carry specially assigned movement and travel documents. These will be given to you by the authorities after carefully interrogating your personal life and your needs, as in what you do for a living and what type of non-home medical or specialized care you need. Then the authorities would hand you your documents, which authorize you to either be in violation of curfew or travel outside of established control zones, so that you can do things like go to work or get a physical therapist appointment. These documents will typically be very specific about where you're allowed to go and when, helping the authorities to determine if you're in violation of curfew or travel restrictions. During World War II, many Nazi-occupied countries...
So basically, yeah, you declare martial law and all this happens. Listen, I'll be honest. One of the reasons I don't go to protests anymore is because with the way things have been going with LGBT rights, I have no problem turning a peaceful LGBT protest into another Stonewall. I have no problem doing that. I would not, I don't think I would have any problem with that. I think liberals have literally ceded the ground on this kind of stuff. We don't want to protest like that, the way they did in Stonewall, because it would look bad, but what they did was based. The only time I would advocate for that kind of political action is if, and only if, mind you, that you're being oppressed by your government. Texas, Florida, Oklahoma, Missouri, so many states, Alabama, Mississippi, Kentucky, Tennessee, Kansas. I think I'm done coughing. Sorry. I have allergies, you know? Like, things get into my throat and it causes me to cough. And sometimes those coughs just happen to sound like the names of red states, you know? Conservative-dominated states, you know? Conservative hellholes that nobody in their right mind should want to fucking live in. You know? So, I'm sorry. I mean, I'll try to take a Benadryl later, you know, but we'll see. So, yeah. Let's look up martial law. How does martial law get declared in the U.S.? Yo, I don't care about South Korea. We just talked about get out of here. Minus South minus Korea. Okay. National Guard. Oh my god. You know what? I'll take out South. I just don't want to hear about Korea right now. I'm trying to talk about within the United States. How does martial law... I think this is it right here. I think this is what we're looking for. Before I read this, I'm going to go refill my coffee. I'll be right back, guys. Oh. Fuck, Felix. Damn, dude. Stop trying to get in my way. Do you hate yourself that much? Are you trying to get cut in half? Trying to get cut in half by my foot there, bud? Because if that's the case, that makes you a terrorist. Think about how much that's going to terrify me. To know that you're basically cut in half by my foot. Slow down. Stop trying to trip me. Damn. I mean, damn, you're always meowing and shit when I step on your tail. Can you not act? Can you at least act like you don't want me to step on you? Please? Don't just meow when I actually do it. Thank you. Damn. Like, I swear to God, if I have to look at my cat being torn in half by my foot, that's gonna terrify me. And you know what that is, Felix? That's terrorism. You're a terrorist. Stop it. You rebel. You extremist. God damn. Literally go out there to fucking fill up my coffee and this motherfucker goes zoom and it's like I fucking trip over him. It's like, dude, what the fuck is wrong with you? Let me go first. Ladies first. The fuck? I feel like I don't give him enough attention. Felix, come here, buddy. Come here. I'm about to go doomer in a minute. Let's do something happy. Kitty, kitty. Meow. Hey, buddy. He comes running out here. Come on up. Come say hi to the world. Come say hi to TikTok, since that's all who's watching me. Oh my goodness. Here's my little terrorist. This is the fucker that tried to terrorize me. This is the little terrorist right here. He's a rebel. He's a little rebel, and he's terrifying me with his horrifyingly adorable purrs. It should be illegal to be this cute. You'll never convince me otherwise. I don't care. It should be illegal to be this fucking cute. I love my buddy. Who's a good boy? Who's a good kitty? Meow meow. Meow meow. Can I get a meow meow? Can you meow into the camera? Or into the mic? Meow into the mic, buddy. Come on. I don't know if you can hear him purring. He's such a good boy. I love my puppy. I love you so much, Felix. Now get out of here. I got a stream to finish. I'm telling you, that fucker is gonna be the death of me. His cuteness knows no bounds. I don't know what I'd do without his adorableness. Anyway, if you're enjoying this stream, please feel free to check out my links. My Discord is located on my YouTube channel. I think I added it to my TikTok. Let me check real quick. Wait, I don't want to close out the topic that I was gonna... Okay, no, that's what I was gonna look at, so...
I'm going to just show you 2 clips real quick.
Hi, Marla.
The best way to bring folks together is to give them a real good enemy.
What's in my
Talk about
inbox?
cutting taxes, people go like that. Talk about transgender, everyone goes crazy.
Your wizard, your grand wizard, is admitting it.
Let's see. What am I looking for? Right. That was... Wait, I thought I did... Oh! I forgot to fix that. Shit. No, that wasn't it. How do I... Don't tell me I can only do it in the app. Come on now. Whoa. Careful, Michaela. Whoa. Don't dox your email. You've done so good so far. Whoa. I'll fuck around with that later. Anyway. Oh... Throughout 2020, America has faced a global pandemic, civil unrest after the death of George Floyd, and a contentious election. As a result, an influx of fear about the possibility of the invocation of martial law or unchecked military intervention is circulated. Unchecked, mind you. So, specifically unchecked. Like, that's the thing here. That's what we want to focus on. Unchecked military power means the military can do whatever the fuck they want, and you can do fuck all about it. That's what that means. That's what unchecked means. So if they want to walk up to you and just be like... That's it. Nothing you can do about it. You're out. There's nothing your family can do about it. There's no rights. That's it. Unchecked. So martial law or unchecked military intervention is circulating around the internet among scholars and civilians alike. The fear is certainly understandable because I'm sure you know, martial law isn't described or confined or limited, prescribed in any way by the Constitution or laws. Bill Banks, a Syracuse professor with an expertise in constitutional national security law, told Military Times, if someone has declared martial law, they're essentially saying that they are the law. That is straight up. They are saying you will do... It's essentially a dictatorship. You're in a military dictatorship. You are basically saying you have no rights. Like, I can't... The fact that this is even possible in this country is horrifying. Like, we're supposed to be a liberal democracy. And you know what? Even if we vote out all of Congress, the Supreme Court's not going to take a fucking hint. Any left-wing policies that we try to push for is going to be struck down by the Supreme Court. They will not take a hint. They will continue to be conservative douches. So it's not. So we're already not in a democracy. We're already under firm Republican control for the foreseeable future. Even if these douchebags in the White House get voted out of office. So it's just that martial law being declared would make that much, much worse because now your constitutional rights don't even apply. So what is martial law? In short, martial law can be imposed when civil when civil rule fails, temporarily being replaced with military authority in a time of crisis. Though rare, there have been a number of notable U.S. cases where martial law came into play, including in times of war, natural disaster, and civic dispute, of which there has been no shortage in 2020. While no precise definition of martial law exists, a precedent for it exists wherein civil liberties may be suspended, such as the right to be free from unreasonable searches and seizures. So in other words, they can just come into your house and just do whatever the fuck they want. They don't even need a warrant. Freedom of association. So God forbid you found like a socialist, like a local democratic, like a local DSA chapter, and you're participating in picketing with them. Like you wouldn't be able to. And freedom of movement. So that's like if you can't go to work really without permission. Please, Daddy, can I go to work? Yes, you can go to work. Thank you. I'm excited to slave away under another master for 8 hours. Not another master. My master for another 8 hours. But you know what I'm saying. While no precise definition of martial law exists, a precedent for it exists wherein civil liberties may be suspended, such as we already read that. I'm frequently doing that. And the writ of habeas corpus, the right to a trial before imprisonment, may be suspended. According to documents from, so right to a trial, there you go, judge, jury, and executioner. Bang, right there. So the right to a trial before imprisonment may be suspended. So, in other words, those of you who are trans, who are going to be mostly impacted by a lot of Trump's presidencies, or a lot of Trump's policies, you need to pay attention to this, because if Trump declares martial law and we already are disadvantaged in the system that we currently live in, remember, it's not going to get any better. In fact, it's going to get way worse for us. We could be arrested by any transphobic douchebag, and there's no trial. So that he can just make up whatever fucking reason he wants to, and then just throw us in a cage because we're trans. So this is definitely a very real thing that could happen. Martial law may be declared by both the president and by Congress. State officials may also declare martial law. According to the Brennan Center for Justice, however, their actions under the declaration must abide by the U.S. Constitution and are subject to review in federal court. Notorious examples include Franklin D. Roosevelt's interment of U.S. citizens and residents of Japanese descent during World War II, and disgusting, by the way, complete racial profiling. George W. Bush's programs of warrantless wiretapping and torture after the 9/11 terrorist attacks. Mind you, that is another thing in which... You see, this is the common theme of fascism. See, whenever you're in a time of crisis, that is a time when more and more rights get chipped away. So if you're in a time of crisis, you are easily exploited. Case in point, we're in a time of crisis right now. Granted, inflation is down, but it's still, prices are still, things are really expensive. Remember, when inflation... I know about all this. I know how this works. I am not stupid in economics. I made a whole video about the associate stock purchase plans that businesses offer versus worker-owned means of production, and which one's better and which one's worse. Go check it out, by the way. And it's I know how economics works. When you can read how a business is fucking you on their balance sheet, on their income statements, on their cash flow statements. You know what I mean? You can actually read this stuff. You can read about share buybacks. You can get information about insider information. So it's like during times of crisis, when you're being exploited and all these businesses are taking advantage of you, they're telling you all these shit, it's the immigrants, it's the transes, it's the gayses, it's the womenses, it's this, it's that, it's your dog, it's your fucking cat, it's the octopus that is stuck to your wall. They make up all this bullshit about who to blame, and all the while, nobody knows how to look at a fucking income statement to see who's really fucking us, so they just look to the media, which is not telling them anything. Like, I think I should go into that. Like, I should use my knowledge of, like, how to read, like, securities and everything to just try to educate my audience. Like, try to help you learn how to, like, evaluate these companies, you know, to determine whether or not they're engaging in some shady shit. Like, you can get all that information on the SEC website. Like, you know, like, you can get, like, their balance sheets, their, like, insider trading. Like, you can get information about CEO compensation. And, you know, like, it's just... Anyway, during times of like, when like, the U.S. the housing crash, for example, that was another issue. That I don't think it resulted in martial law. It didn't, but it resulted. Felix, what are you doing? Get down. Ugh. Cute ass motherfucker. Can't stay mad at him. Anyway, yeah. So, like, during times of economic crisis, people turn to fascism and they blame everybody that's not them. It's simple. People are self-centered and ignorant. They don't. Like, people are like, there's no such thing as a smart person. You can excel in one field over another, but overall, you're a fucking dumbass. If you got a PhD in astronomy, do you know how to replace the hardware in a computer? Do you know how to run a live stream? Do you know how to, I don't know, tune a guitar? You could excel in one field, but that doesn't make you smart. Everybody's a dumbass, including myself. I'm also a dumbass. Hi, nice to meet you. Problem is, I'm not ashamed to admit it. Everybody else likes to prop themselves up like, oh yes, I know everything. Like, no, we're humans, we're meatbags with little jiggly things in our heads that do all the electrical pulses for us, and even that stupidity fails every once in a while. We're all stupid meatbags that don't like, yeah. And it's easy to exploit that. And these people do it very well. And one of the ways in which they do that is taking away our rights. Little by little. Every time there's a crisis of some kind, they take away our rights, and we are just like, yes, daddy, fuck us harder. Because we're stupid. We're meatbags. We're meatbags. This little jiggly thing in our skulls, it doesn't do shit for us. Oh, my boss just took away my just cut my wage, so who am I gonna blame for that? Transes. Fuck out of here. Like, we're dumbasses. We're meatbags. Like, humans are all dumbasses. Like, there's just no... You want intelligent? Artificial intelligence, baby. Just take away the artificial, and it's just intelligence. It's on a level that we just don't understand because we're that fucking dumb. It makes no sense to us, but we're just so stupid that whenever true intelligence comes our way, intelligence that is not dictated by a jiggly thing within a bone structure in our heads, but is actually determined by mathematical processes and you know, these things like that, you know, like, you know what I mean? You know what I mean? It's not even it's just intelligence. Because it's all based off of a formula, off of a code, off of a process. This is just random! Notorious examples. Okay, so back into the martial law thing. Martial law may be declared by both the president and by Congress. State officials may also declare martial law according to the Brennan Center for Justice. However, their actions under the declaration must abide by the U.S. Constitution and are subject to review in federal court. Notorious examples include Franklin Delano Roosevelt's intermittent... Oh, I already read that. I did that like 10 minutes ago. Anyway. So martial law does have limits. All right, let's see what these are, because that's what I want to know. The Posse Comitatus Act, passed on June 18th, 1879, prevented federal troops from supervising Confederate state elections during Reconstruction. I would have been like, nah, fuck that. Fuck that. You try to keep everybody enslaved. I'm gonna have all my troops down there to make sure you don't fucking do it again. I would do that. Send me back there. Build a time machine. Send me back in time right fucking now. Though initially it only applied to the Army, it has been amended to include the Defense Department and, of course, the other service branches. That act prevents troops from enforcing domestic law, preventing such actions as searching and seizing property or dispersing crowds. However, National Guard units, which take their direction from state governors, are exempt from the Posse Comitatus Act. I will fucking abolish that act. Forget that act. Nah, brah. Send them all down. Stay down there. Nah. No limits. You're just gonna make sure these fuckers don't enslave again. One exception to Posse Comitatus, however, is the Insurrection Act, which allows the use of active duty or National Guard troops for federal law enforcement in cases when rebelling against the authority of the U.S. makes it impractical to enforce the laws of the U.S. by the ordinary course of judicial proceedings. See, the Insurrection Act I'll keep. We'll keep that. But you want us to fuck out of your elections, when you're like... I mean, okay. I think that's what it said specifically, so if it's just talking about elections, then yeah, have a private vote. But then as soon as you step out of there, you bet your ass you're walking into military territory. You think you're going home? Nah, you're in a bunker. You're in a bunker, bitch. That's not your house. That's your bunker. And the military will tell you when you get to leave. Alright. So, yeah. So the sort of hellish scenario that some people talk about is one where the president orders or regular military armed forces the United States to take over. Or? The sort of hellish scenario that, what the fuck? That some people talk about is one where the president orders or regular military armed forces the United States... okay. Or regular military armed forces... There is a typo, just not where I thought it was. Regular armed military forces the United States to take over cities that he believes are engaged in I don't fucking know. Let's read that one more time. The sort of hellish scenarios that some people talk about is one where the president orders, or regular military armed forces the United States to take over cities that he Am I crazy? Or regular military armed forces the United States to take over. I feel like I'm reading... Whatever. It is a typo. They fucked something up. I'm not crazy. He believes are engaged in unlawful election. Disruption or protest in the wake of an unresolved presidential election in the days after November 3rd, Banks noted. Though purely a hypothetical, Banks notes that the way it would happen would be through the Insurrection Act. In order to invoke the Insurrection Act, the president must first have issue a proclamation ordering the insurgents to disperse within limited time to, 10 USC 334.4, whatever the fuck that means. If the situation does not resolve itself, the president may issue an executive order to send in troops. One of the important things to remember about the Insurrection Act is that it's not martial law. Banks said the purpose of utilizing the mechanisms of Insurrection Act is to enforce the law, not replace it. Okay, I see. In June, at the height of the protests surrounding the death of a black man named George Floyd at the hands of a white Minnesota police officer, President Donald Trump alluded to the Insurrection Act as a means of calling up active duty troops to quell civil unrest as protests erupted across the country. As in peaceful fucking protest, people are out there saying, oh, you committed a murder, and your response to that is, well, yeah, the fuck I did, and if you don't like it, I'll send my troops after you. Trump's not a fascist, guys. In June, at the height of... Okay. If a city or state refuses to take the actions that are necessary to defend the life and property of their residents, then I will deploy the United States military and quickly solve the problem for them. Trump said in a White House statement on June 1st, just before he posed for a photo op outside Washington, D.C., St. John's Church with a Bible amid an entourage, which included Joint Chiefs of Staff Chairman Jen Mark Milley. In other words, all this asshole wanted was a goddamn photo op. We all know about this. We all saw this. We've been through this thing before. That's why it's so fucking aggravating that we haven't learned our lesson from the first Trump presidency, and we decided to go right back into that because we're all dumbasses. Milley publicly apologized for his appearance in Trump's walk across Lafayette Square to pose for photos in front of a church partially burned during protests. My presence in that moment and in that environment created a perception of the military involved in domestic policies, Milley said. As a commissioned uniform officer, it was a mistake that I learned from, and I sincerely hope we all can learn from it. But while the Insurrection Act is law, the fact that martial law is not codified lands its use in a distinctly gray legal area. One of the problems, of course. So in other words, this is his way of being able to use martial law without using martial law. Hey, it's technically not. We're sending the military, we're deploying the military into our streets. But we're not replacing the law or anything, so it's not martial law, so we can do it. Like, we don't, need much or anything and stuff and things and stuff. Oh my, they're coming to take me away. Anyway. One of the problems, of course, is that there's nothing to prevent the president or a military commander from declaring martial law, Banks noted. They can just do it. Wait. One more time. One of the problems, of course, is that there's nothing to prevent the president or the military commander from... They can just do it. It's not sanctioned by... So, wait. You need to be careful when writing that shit like that. Because the way you fucking said that makes it sound like he doesn't need a reason. He could just, I'm bored. Martial law. Bang. The way you fucking worded that. So now I need to fact check you. Does POTUS need a reason to impose martial law? The fuck is this? That's not what I'm looking for. I'm not seeing anything about that. Why is information so limited? Constitutional limitations? How the president could invoke... See, none of this is telling me. I don't know. I don't understand why people don't... it's fucking Google. So let's see. Let's look at this one. Clause 1. The President shall be Commander-in-Chief of the Army and Navy of the United States and the militia. When called into the actual service, he may require the opinion in writing of the principal officer in exchange of the executive departments upon any subject relating to the duties of their respective office, and he shall have power to grant reprieves and pardons for offenses against the United States, except in cases of impeachment. So... two theories of martial law are reflected in decisions of the Supreme Court. For the first, which stems from the petition of the right, 1628 provides that the common law knows no such thing as martial law. That is to say, martial law is not established by official authority of any sort, but arises from the nature of things, being the law of paramount necessity, leaving the civil courts to be the final judges if necessary. By the second theory, martial law can be valid and constitutionally established by supreme political authority in wartime. The early years of Supreme Court just embraced the latter theory. Luther v. Borden. The latter theory. The state declarations of martial law were conclusive and therefore not subject to judicial review. In this case, the court found that Rhode Island legislature had been within its rights, resorting to the rights and use of war and combating insurrection in the state. Although Civil War being safely over, however, defied a court, reverting to the older doctrine, pronounced President Lincoln's actions void following the suspension of the writ of habeas corpus and ordering the trial by military commissions. The salient passage of the court's opinion bearing on this point is the following: if a foreign invasion or civil war, the courts are actually closed and it is impossible to administer criminal justice according to law. Then on the, okay, so it's still not giving me, like, so I'm basically forced to believe what that guy just said, what we just read, is that he can just do it. Maybe they'll go into it more here. Banks noted that the civilian in charge of the military, in this case Defense Secretary Mark Esper, is the key to ensuring the military is kept out of the 2020 elections. Secretary Esper is in a really critical role here, Bank noted. Esper addressed this in a memo to the force. As citizens, we exercise our right to vote and participate in government, he wrote. However, as public servants who have taken an oath to defend these principles, we uphold DoD's long-standing tradition of remaining apolitical as we carry out our official responsibilities. So, as citizens, they can vote, but once they're on duty, they have to protect the process. They cannot interfere with it. Miley, too, feels strongly about the necessity of keeping the U.S. military out of politics and the election. We don't swear an oath of allegiance to an individual, a king, a queen, a president, or anything else, he said in an interview with NPR. Just like me. The military is like me. Although I'm a little bit different. I swear no allegiance to a country. I know, you think I'm full of shit because I'm always playing La Marseillaise. Allons enfants de la patrie. Okay, I'm done. So, let's see. We don't swear an oath of allegiance to literally like me. For that matter, we don't swear an oath of allegiance to a flag, a tribe, a religion, or any of that. We swear an oath to an idea or a set of ideas and values that are embedded in our Constitution. Agreed. Although, minus this part. Because the Constitution doesn't really say anything about the death penalty, for example. So the government can still kill us if it wants to. Just because it's bored. Yeah. And if you think if you think that matters, nah. You think, the government can't just kill you? Are you stupid? Aha, but it is you who are the stupid one if you believe that. Remember, we just read, and I tried to disprove that. I tried to fact check it, and either I did a shitty job, or there's nothing out there about whether or not the president can just declare martial law for no reason. Banks noted they can just do it. It's not sanctioned by law. One of the problems, of course, is that there's nothing to prevent the president or a military commander from declaring it. As a result of these comments, Banks is optimistic that the worst-case election scenario in the event of the disputed election results might just be lawsuits in certain states where the outcomes are murky. Really important limitation in the event that there is martial law is that it's highly unlikely to be tolerated in a situation where civilian institutions are working. Banks noted martial law requires a complete meltdown. It requires the inability of our civilian institutions to manage government. It's hard to imagine that. It is. I've never lived under martial law. I don't want these fucking green suited ass bitches walking down my street pointing their big ass guns at me. Like, what? No! Come on now. That's a little extreme. Come on, Trump. Be reasonable, dude. What's up, bro? What's up, dog? Be reasonable. We don't want no guns pointed at us. Just because you don't like the shit we have to say? What's wrong with you? Grow a spine. What are you, a pussy? Alright, I'm bored. I'm done. I don't want to do this anymore. I want to watch the video. And there's no way for me to speed it up, and I don't want to get TOS for copyright shit. So, I'm going to send y'all off to the void. But you are going to do it French style. Oui, oui. La. Wait, actually. La. Marseille. Marseillaise. Non. Origina. I don't even know if that's a word in French. Le chant pour-il se nomme? Non. Chant de guerre pour l'arme du Rhin. Is that what it's called? La Marseillaise s'appelait Le chant de guerre pour l'armée du Rhin. On est bien loin de la lavande et des cigales. En avril 1792, la France, en pleine révolution, est en guerre avec l'Autriche. So I think it's saying that its other name, yeah, s'appelait. Let me just make sure I that's the right grammar. So let's see. French to English. Il Okay, so La Marseillaise s'appelait Le chant de guerre pour l'armée du Rhin. So that's what that's called. All right, let's do that. Pour l'armée du Rhin. Here we go. Come on now.
Allons enfants de la patrie.
Ooh, I like this one. Alright, bye guys.
Contre nous de la tyrannie, l'étendard sanglant élevé, l'étendard sanglant élevé. Entendez-vous dans les campagnes mugir ces féroces soldats? Ils viennent jusque dans vos bras, égorger vos fils, vos compagnes. Aux armes, citoyens, formez vos bataillons. Marchons, marchons, d'un sang impur, un brave nos sillons. Aux armes, citoyens, formez vos bataillons. Marchons.
I support the gay matriarch.
I'm a liar and a fraud.
I support the gay matriarch. I support the gay matriarch.